think we're recording. I think we're good. We got the light on. We got the microphone on. We got a very fat cat eating treats so loudly next to me. How can you even eat that loud? Oh my gosh, that's very off-putting. So much about Kevin is off-putting. Like, he has this meow where he'll just walk in the room and go like, it sounds like a creaky door. It's like I'm living in a haunted house when this cat walks in the door. It's off-putting. It's just the best way to describe it. Is that this cat in general is just very off-putting. Don't leave. Don't do the thing. He's doing the thing. He's doing the thing that drives me insane. He's doing the thing where when I'm setting up and I'm getting ready to film the podcast, he's here and he's present and he's like looking his best, which isn't great. But he's trying. He's looking, he's sitting there, he's sitting on his mark. He's like, look at me, world, I'm ready to go. And then the second we hit record and we start recording, he's like, I'm out. I'm done. I don't think you understand how this works. But anyway, the show just got 10% better because he left anyway. Yeah, what's up, guys? It's episode 45. Major faux pas on my part. I realized that a couple episodes ago, there was a cliffhanger, right? There was a cliffhanger at the end of the episode where I said I was going to tell a high-fiving story that I found very funny. Kevin, just come back. Just come back. Don't be like that. You're part of the show. I didn't want you to be part of the show, but you are. So here you are. So just chill. Audio listeners, Kevin is my cat. You know this. And I just brought him back to the set. just watch the video. So anyway, I teased at the end of an episode that I was going to tell a story that I heard about high-fiving. But then I never told the story, right? He's gone. Kevin's leaving again. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. You're the best. So I decided that I need to tell you that story before I go into AMA. I don't know where that voice came from. AMA. Why is that the voice that just came out of me like my soul left my body? It's AMA day. It's AMA day. It's AMA day. What is happening with me right now? What is this song I just sang? I've lost all control. That's why we have to do an AMA today. Because I don't know what else to talk about because my brain is in 800 different places and I'm very tired. And I'm drinking a Celsius drink that I didn't know had caffeine in it. Turns out it has a lot of caffeine in it. I was on the set of Pool Party Massacre 2, which is a horror comedy movie that I am in. I don't know when it's going to come out. Everybody's asking me. I don't know. But they had a cooler full of beverages on set, and all of the beverages in the cooler were all just like sparkling water. They were like sparkling flavored water. But they also had these Celsius drinks mixed in with the sparkling flavored water. So I thought the Celsius drink was just another type. There's just another type of flavored sparkling water because y'all know that's popping off right now and everybody's doing it, right? I'm drinking Liquid Death. I'm like pretty brand loyal to Liquid Death. But I was like, maybe I broaden my horizons here on the set of Pool Party Massacre 2. And I try a brand new flavored sparkling water. So I grab a Celsius and then I find that like I'm way more energized. I'm so energized. And I'm like, wow, the vitamins and the nutrients in that flavored sparkling water really pump me up and I feel great. I feel like I could just run a marathon right now. So I was pretty convinced for a while that it didn't have caffeine in it. It just did that naturally with vitamins. So I bought a case of it. And I'm like, I just need it in my house for whenever I need vitamins and nutrients to up my energy level naturally. I'll down one of these beverages. And then I looked closer and the finest print, in the finest print, the smallest print you've ever seen in your life, it's like, this has caffeine in it. And I'm like, God dang it. Crap. I was trying to be healthy, right? I was trying to do the right thing. I thought it was just flavored sparkling water a la Liquid Death, which I've been drinking so much of, and it's not. It has caffeine in it. It has so much freaking caffeine in it. See, I'm so hyped up on caffeine. I almost swore on my podcast. But you know your girl's cheap, and so I have a fridge full of it, so I have to drink it. Anyway, back to the high-fiving story. So, I was on set, not the set of Pool Party Massacre 2. It was the set of some MGM project, so like MGM here in town. I did like a modeling job or whatever. And one of the, what was he? Was he an AD? He was like assistant director, I think, maybe. His name was Benedict, and everybody called him BJ. He's the coolest dude. And he's one of those people on the set who just like solves problems and makes sure everybody has what they need to have. Like, do you need water? Do you need this? I'll go get you a wardrobe change. I'll tell the planes to stop flying overhead because they're very loud. I'll call the airport immediately. I'll get the government on the phone. He's one of those people, right? He'll solve the problem. He'll do the thing. Love that. I want to say he was an AD, maybe. It was like more than a PA. There's not the terms. I feel like I've been working in television since I was 11 years old, and I'm still just like, what is the best boy? What do they do again? I'm not really. What's a gaffer? What is he? Is he gaffing things? What does it mean to gaff? To gaff, gaffer, gaffing. Today I gaff. Yesterday I gaff. Tomorrow I will have gaffed. I don't know. How do I do that? Conjugate or whatever. Is that the conjugate? I don't know. I'm not on it today. I'm not on it. So just bear with me, okay? Bear. You're a bear and you're bearing with me. So anyway, so BJ was telling me this story. I think I had made some joke, as you girl does. I was on set, I was making jokes, what I do. I made some joke about how like I wanted him to like step in and like be part of the scene or whatever. And he kind of laughed and he's like, it's funny you say that. Because back in the day, he's like, many, many years ago, I was working on a McDonald's commercial. And the actor that they had in the McDonald's commercial, which is a big deal. First of all, this is a big brand. Everybody knows this brand. This isn't like a TK Maxx commercial, right? TJ Maxx is going to be so mad that I've been cheating on them and calling it TK Maxx European style. But I'm European now. No, this is a big brand, right? This isn't for like Billy John's Crab Shack, right? It's like, this is a big brand that every single person knows. I'm loving it. All the things. Everybody knows McDonald's. So obviously they held legit auditions, right? Like the higher ups were like, this is the commercial we're doing and we're going to do a giant casting in Los Angeles, California, where all the best actors are, and we're going to get the actors and we're going to do the thing and we're going to make a commercial. So they obviously didn't hire slouches, right? They hired like actors, thespians, if you will. I'm wearing all black today. I'm wearing my black 9 Inch Nails shirt and black leggings. And every time I dress like this, Sean's like, "Oh, when will your Black Box Theater mime show be debuting?" And I'm like, "You're right. I do look like that." It's the paleness. But anyway, so first of all, I've just been setting the scene, right? McDonald's commercial, legit crew, legit actors. We're making a national commercial, perhaps international. Okay? So apparently in the scene, the actor had to grab his bag of McDonald's and then turn around and high five a guy and then walk out of the scene. Simple, right? Here's your order. He grabs the bag, probably smiles, loves McDonald's, right? Grabs the bag, turns, high fives a dude, and then walks out of the restaurant. Okay? Pretty standard. I'm about to sneeze. My whole head is tingling. It's gone. It went away. So anyway, so that's the scene. Okay? You got it in your brain? You got the scene? That's the scene. Now, turns out this actor couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. The simplest action. The garage door is opening because Sean is getting home right now. So we're gonna just pause because the dog's gonna bark and the things are gonna happen. So just run the TK Maxx theme song. TJ Maxx, TK Maxx. Oh, now I'm getting confused. You should go. Cat delivery. Cat flying in. Oh, thanks. Riley, you can say, ouch. Riley, you can lay down. Riley, you can lay down. Riley. Oh my gosh. You should go. Can you settle? Can everybody just settle? Okay, back to my story. Okay, so anyway. So, like I said, you had the scene. You had grabbed the bag. He's supposed to turn. He's supposed to high five the guy. The actor couldn't do it. The actor could not do it. Like 9 takes in a row. This is why I was laughing. I was laughing so hard, you guys, because how can you not do it? Like, that's such a basic action. Take a bag, turn, high five, leave building. And the actor just couldn't do it. And I'm like, BJ, how did he not do it? He's like, I don't know. He just couldn't do it. The coordination. He couldn't high five. He didn't know which way to turn. He kept getting it wrong. Take after take after take after take. This guy could not high five. He couldn't do it. It's like he got the yips. You know, like the yips, like they say in like baseball, when just really, really talented players just all of a sudden wake up one day and they just can't do it anymore. Like, dude got the yips for high fiving. He got the high fiving yips. And so he's like, and you just imagine this guy's inner monologue, right? He's like, he's probably, his name was probably like Todd, right? He probably had like a Todd. Like, Todd, come on. Todd, you just got to do this. Just grab the bag with the Big Mac and then turn and then high five the guy and then leave. Come on, how hard is this? And probably he was getting in so far into his own head that probably, the cat left, that probably every take was getting worse and worse because he was overthinking it and he was trying to high five, but then he couldn't high five. And I am like laughing hysterically as BJ is telling me. Because I'm sure this guy was mortified. And yes, I feel bad for him. But also this was many, many years ago. And I'm sure he is healed. And it's not too soon. Okay, I can laugh about this. I don't even know him. I don't even know the actor. Oh! Okay, hi. Sorry, girl Kevin just jumped up here and scared me with her very sharp nails. So anyway, they're panicking. Like, the director is panicking. Everybody's like, we are running out of time. Like, we're on a tight schedule. This guy cannot high five. Like, did he have to high five in the audition? Like, could he do it in the audition? Was this sprung on him last minute? Was this a surprise high five that he was like, I didn't rehearse this? Like, high fiving's not on my resume. Get my agent on the phone. I've been hired to high five and I cannot high five. Was it that kind of situation? And that leads me to think, do I need to put high fiving on my resume? Because I'm a great high fiver. I'm one of the best, I think. That used to be my thing at expos, like video game expos. I'd be like, I'm not going to give out hugs, but I'm going to give out like the best high fives you've ever had in your life. And you got to stare at the elbow, right? That's the secret to a really good high five, is you look at the other person's elbow. That's a fun fact. Dude, this show's so educational. You look at the other dude's elbow and then you go in for some reason. That will give you the best high five with the best sound, that cheerleading clap, right? Because cheerleaders have the best claps. You don't want that dinky and you don't want that like golf clap. Like, you want that like boom. You know, go Northwestern or whatever the cheerleaders yell. But so anyway, okay, I'm getting off track. So this guy panicking, right? He's probably sweating, sweat beads dripping down his face. And they're like, why can't you just high five? Can we try it again? Again, cut, again. Todd, come on, high five the guy. Just high five the guy and then leave the restaurant. Grab the bag, high five, and then leave. Okay, Todd, we got to do this again. You're never going to make it in this town. They're going to blacklist you. Your agent's going to drop you and you're never going to be SAG eligible. So I'm panic. Stakes are already so high on film sets, especially national commercials, especially giant brands like McDonald's. You got 800 people there from the brand making sure it's all going well. So I'm sure there's like no less than 50 people watching this dude not high five good. So what do? They're in a bind, right? I bet you could tell the caffeine's like immediately kicking in, like right now. I was so tired when I started the episode and now I'm like, sugar and coffee. So what do? The hair and makeup chick is like, hey, you should have BJ do it. And BJ at the time, I think it was just like a PA, right? It was like one of his early jobs. And it wasn't like his first job, but like he was, he was newer to the industry. I think I'm trying to remember the story correctly. Sorry if BJ, if you listen and I'm telling it all wrong, but this is my recollection of how you told it to me. I think it was one of his first jobs. He was like a PA and the hair and makeup lady was like, BJ should do it. And BJ was like, what? Like, that moment in the sitcom where like all heads turn toward you, like, and you're like, and they're like, get him in. So they told the bad high-fiving actor to please take a seat. We'll get back to you. But regarding the blacklisting in the industry because of your lack of high-five skills. So they have BJ come in and dude, it was his moment, like if you had one shot, one opportunity, sees everything you ever wanted. One moment. What is it? Would you capture it or just let it slip? His palms are sweaty. Hopefully his palms weren't sweaty because he had to high five, right? So you just know he had that moment of like, all right, rolling. Like everybody's looking at him. He's stepping in he's the closer, right? Like he's stepping in to save the day. Dude is never on camera. And they're like, action. And triumphantly, dude, he grabs the McDonald's bag. He turns, he high fives with the cheerleader clap. Boom. And he's out the door. Cut. Nails it. Dude nails it. That was his moment. So that's what I'm saying. You never know when your moment's going to come along, so you got to be prepared. Hopefully, BJ was high-fiving people constantly, because you just never know when you're going to need to step up to the plate and high-five somebody on camera for a national McDonald's commercial. I'm loving it. I am, actually. It's like, that story made me laugh so hard. Like, yeah, I mean, I like the triumphant part of stepping in to save the day with a high five. That's a great part of the story, but it's really the emotional and mental breakdown of the actor that I find especially funny. Because yes, I've been in similar positions where as an actor, I was like asked to do a very simple action, and sometimes with all the pressure, it's like really hard and you just fail. So I know the feeling, but just it's such a silly thing to be stressed out about is a high five. I bet that dude thinks of high fives differently for the rest of his life. I don't know how old he is. I don't know when this was again, but you know he's never gonna look at a high five the same again. Forever, high fiving is changed for him, and even if time has healed the wound, it's just never going to heal it all the way right. You know, for a split second, every single time somebody goes to high five him, he thinks, Dip! He'll go just a little split second, just McDonald's commercial. No, McDonald's commercial. I felt they had to replace me with BJ. You know, it just flashes in his mind for a split second. And that's some like that's some really minimal trauma. That's minimal trauma that you can laugh about because it's so silly. High fiving. So anyway, that's not even my story. I heard that story from BJ and thought it was so funny. Okay, but back to the meat of the show. Okay, hold on. Where are we at? Oh, okay, no, we're good on time. Okay, so I promised everybody on Instagram that I would do. I'm like, I wrote this caffeine is really kicking in. That I would do an AMA. So here I am. Let's answer some questions. You guys asked me questions, and I'm going to answer some of them or most of them. I don't know how many I have. I haven't looked at them. I haven't pre-read the questions. I'm not prepared in any way. I don't have high-fiving on my resume. I'm definitely going to add high-fiving to my resume. So this is me right now. I'm opening up my Instagram, which is at least Fuzzy. You should follow me on Instagram. If you don't, and here we are. Okay, so I posted this as Ask Me Anything. I'm going to check out some of the questions. Okay, cool. We have some. This is good. I posted it like an hour before I started filming, so I was really hoping that like enough questions would come in that I would have some content. I was like, well, hopefully there'll be like 3 questions. We got a handful here. We got a chunk. This is good. Okay, so I'm going to start at the top. Let's see. If you could be a part of any TV show, past or present, which would it be? It would definitely be Arrested Development. So my thing with Arrested Development is that I'm very elitist about it in the sense that I was like one of the first fans of the show. I think everybody has that fandom, right? Where like you were a fan of something before it caught fire and now everybody's a fan and then you're just like such a hipster about it. I'm a hipster about Arrested Development. Hold on, I drink. I'm a hipster about Arrested Development because it was on television and like nobody was watching it. Nobody's watching it because it's incredibly smart. The humor is super smart. There's no laugh track. They don't dumb it down. They just don't do stupid, dumb, low intelligence humor. I mean, except for the like, I mean, that's pretty silly humor. Okay, I lied. They do mix in a lot of the silliness. But for the most part, that show is so quick-witted and brilliant. It's like the most brilliant show that's ever been made. And it only went 3 seasons because like it just didn't have the viewership. People just didn't catch on. But my parents watched it, and so I watched it, and we were howling laughing. Like we have not, I don't think as a family together we'd ever laughed that hard. We were obsessed with this show, and we tried to tell like everyone we knew about it, and we just couldn't really get anybody on board, and then the show ended, and it was very sad. But like years later, obviously everyone knows about that show now. It was like such a sleeper hit. And thank goodness it did. Although I haven't watched any of the new episodes on Arrested Development, the season 4 on Netflix of Arrested Development. I don't know what that sentence was I just said. But I haven't watched any of the new seasons because to me it was a perfect show, right? From episode 1 to the last episode of season 3, seasons 1 through 3, I thought it was a perfect show from beginning to end, tied up with a bow. It's all done. Like, it's a perfect TV show. Why ruin it? Why do anything else? So then when they came along, they're like, we're going to do a couple more seasons. I was like, but don't, though. Can't we just accept that it is what it is and it's perfect and just leave it alone? So I'm kind of fine with Succession ending. Succession ended, like, right at the height of its popularity just because they're like, the story's done. It's done. Like, why would we keep milking it for money? Like, and ruin it? Kind of like Lost. Remember Lost? Dude, everybody was watching Lost. It was like the greatest. We were all trying to solve the mystery. And then they just got, I think obviously the studio and the writers and everything, we just got too wrapped up in we need to make it 18 seasons because it's making so much money. They cared more about that part of it than the actual story and making it a good show. And I'm getting way too off track. But anyway, yeah, it would be Arrested Development because I just love that style of humor. And it would have been fun to be on a show that nobody watched, but then later became like a massive hit. It's kind of fun. How the heck do you balance home life with work and a band? Well, I just kind of never stop moving ever. I don't really take breaks. I don't really rest. If I'm sitting on the couch for more than about 5 minutes, I feel very like guilty. I'm like, I should be doing something. Like I should be doing something to further myself in my career. I should be practicing my guitar. I should be practicing my piano. I should be doing an arts and crafts with my kids, even though I hate arts and crafts, but I will do arts and crafts for my children because I want to be a good mom. But God, I hate arts and crafts. I don't do arts and crafts. Dude, paint. I don't paint everywhere. Ugh. Don't do that. I don't want glue. Dude, glue's so sticky. I don't want to deal with that. Yeah, so I think I'm just, the way I balance it is I just work very hard and I never stop. Are you working on another book? I get this way. Oh, Sean, he actually just sent me, he's one of my subscribers and one of my good like internet friends. Like he's so sweetest dude. He sent me one of my Ash Ridley books. I wrote a book called Ash Ridley and the Phoenix. It's very like Harry Potter book 1. And he sent me his copy so I could sign it. And I just mailed it back like months later because I never go to the post office. So sorry about that. But yeah, a lot of people ask me about a sequel to the novel, because I did kind of leave it on a cliffhanger and I did have a whole story developed for the second book. But I wrote the first one before I had kids. So now that I have kids and as I just discussed, my life's insane, I just don't really have time to like sit down and write for hours and hours and hours like I did before. So it's just finding the time. The story's already there. Like I already have it outlined. I just have to write it. And I do want to do it. It's just, where do I find the time? Oh, this is another question about how do you manage so many projects. Yeah, I just never stop. I never stop moving. What is the name of a movie you almost got to be in, but another movie star got the part over you? I actually don't talk about that, and it's happened many times. But I'm not going to name names about the actual movie because I think first of all, it hurts my heart when I think about. There's been a couple movies and projects that I either was runner-up out of a lot of actors or I booked it and then it was kind of taken away from me for a bigger name actor, as often happens in Hollywood. And those like really affected me, right? Like a lot of that happened in my later teen years when you're already trying to figure out who you are and you're already dealing with so many hormones and like emotions. And the fact that like I was so invested in my career, that I would like book these massive projects and then have them either taken away from me or again, like I was runner up for a stupid reason. Like there's a couple projects that like came down to like me and another girl and they only went with the other girl because of like stupid politics, right? Like it was like Nickelodeon versus Disney or like whatever, like politics stuff where it was like, it had nothing to do with talent. It just came down to that. And it just drove me insane because you just have no control at that point. So yeah, that definitely happened, but I don't like actually naming the projects because it just makes me sound whiny, right? Like, obviously everything happens for a reason, and I'm not a victim, and it's not a pity party, and it sucks that it happened, but obviously not booking those projects probably led toward the projects that I did book, which could have been way better. You know what I mean? Like, my life is awesome and my family is great, and every failure and every success led to where I am right now. So I have to just be happy with my journey and not be like over the ones I didn't get. What's your most controversial opinion? Easy. I think that the Super Nintendo version of Aladdin is better than the Sega Genesis version. I just do. And you can all unsubscribe if you want, and you can all thumbs down, and you can all just yell at me. You can keyboard it up and just slam insults on your keyboard. F you, Lisa. You can say as much as you want. I stand by my opinion that the Super Nintendo version of Aladdin is better than the Sega Genesis version. I think the music is better. I think the graphics are better. I think the levels are more creative. I just like it better. I think it's a superior game, and I will die on that hill. Yeah, it's very controversial, I know. Do you still dance? I mean, does dancing in your living room count? I don't really dance in the sense that I'm going to class and like performing on stage or anything, but you know, there's a lot of moves that I do in my band, like the headbanging and the spinning, and there's a lot that are kind of derived from dance, like come from dance. Like, I wouldn't be able to have the balance that I have on stage with headbanging if I hadn't been in ballet for 20 years, you know? But Kenji is the tap dancer who often taps with our band, and he's been trying to get me to tap with him again, just because I haven't done it in so long. But yeah, I still stretch all the time, and I try to stay in dancer shape, but yeah, I just don't really have time to do a lot of dancing stuff like I used to. Is there any possible way to watch? Oh my gosh, I haven't been naming the people who have been saying it. Okay, so the TV show was Lime Peel Art. Balancing Home Life was Majin Johnny, and then obviously Sean. And was Andrew the Great was the one asked about what movies I was almost in. Controversial opinion was David Roper's Concepts. David Roper Concepts. Do you still dance was Matthew Schmidt, and then Matthew Schmidt also asked, is there any possible way to watch all of season 7 through 10 on all that? I don't think there is. Good luck. You can try to find it on YouTube, but those are the only seasons of the show that were never released on DVD. They were never put on any streaming service. I don't know why. You can find seasons 1 through 6 anywhere. You can find the brand new reboot episodes from 2019, 2020. But you cannot find our episodes streaming anywhere. And I don't know if that was like a contract dispute or something. I don't know, but it's BS. It is so dumb. Like, free my seasons. Let's storm Nickelodeon headquarters. How much time do I have? Okay. No, I got time. I'm good. Okay. What brought you to Las Vegas? This is by Phil Smith is Real Smith. What brought me to Las Vegas? So I was living in Los Angeles, and that's where I met Sean, and we got together, and we were both living and working in LA, but it is so expensive to live in LA. And it was right at the time where a lot of acting auditions were going on camera, right? Like, that was the whole new big thing. Is like, hey, we don't need actors to come into the office and audition for us. We can just have them tape themselves, film themselves, and send it to us, and then we can just sit back in our cozy office and just watch tapes and be like, yes, no, yes, no, delete. And then just go from there. That was like the new trendy thing. So many of my auditions were going self-tape. So I'm like, why am I living here? Why am I paying $1,500 a month for a studio apartment and these gas prices at like $7 a gallon? Like, it was insane, the prices we were paying to live there. When we, the jobs we were getting, it just didn't make sense. It was so expensive. So Sean had a couple opportunities here in Vegas, and he had lived here before. And of course, when he was like, we should think about living in Vegas, I was like, ha, you mean with all the strippers and the gambling and the sin? You want me to go live with the sin? He's like, first of all, outside of the strip, it's just totally normal town. So just chill with that. And he was right. I mean, all the crazy is pretty much contained to the Strip. And outside the Strip, it's just a really normal city. In fact, I like to call it a town because everybody knows each other. Like, especially in my field, like the entertainment and performing and like bands and musicians, like we all know each other. And yeah, and it's just a smaller pool of actors, but there's still a lot of work. So I should get hired a lot more here than I would have and did in LA. So yeah, the projects aren't as big here. Like, I'm not booking national McDonald's commercials where I'm required to grab a bag of food and then high five and then exit the building. But you know, I still get good stuff. In fact, I'm doing an NFL commercial tomorrow. I can't wait to tell you guys about that. There's 3 big celebrities who are in it. I can't wait to tell you. Okay. Let's do a couple here more. What did I just say? Let's do a couple here more. Let's do a couple more here is what I could have said and wanted to say before I had a stroke. What was your favorite video game as a kid? All together now. Are all my fans out there? Do they know? It was the Monkey Island series. Yes. I've been very, very outspoken and vocal about this my whole career. As you guys know, or maybe didn't know, I worked in the video game industry for many, many years. I was a video game journalist. I always say that with the air quotes because I wasn't doing any real journalism. It was mostly just like writing funny articles about video games, making funny, silly videos about video games, going to the expos and, testing them out and, just all that fun stuff. Like it was just fun to work in video games. And, it all started from when I was a kid and my dad showed me an old computer game called The Secret of Monkey Island. And it was point and click by LucasArts, and Ron Gilbert made it, and Tim Schafer worked on it. And it was like one of the best games to combine like puzzle solving and humor. Like it was super, super funny. Like it didn't even have voiceovers. It was just like, it's, the old text on the screen. And somehow they just nailed the humor. And I was always a really funny kid and I was always drawn to comedy and funny things. So of course, when my dad showed me this video game, I'm like, oh, I can play this game and I can solve these mysteries and solve these puzzles and then also like laugh hysterically because this game's so funny. It was just totally up my alley. So that's kind of what turned me into a gamer, is playing the Monkey Island series. And then that led to like more LucasArts games, like Grim Fandango's one of my other all-time favorite games. I just love that like point and click style with the quips. But then also on the more serious side, like BioShock. It was probably one of my favorite games of all time. I was a big Gears of War fan. I love the Uncharted series. But yeah, I don't really game as much. I mean, those are all like super old games that I just Castlevania. I like the Castlevania series. Like I just bought all the old Castlevania games and I've been kind of working through those and remembering how absolutely difficult those are. It was like the hardest games ever made. Oh my gosh. The amount of screaming I do at my TV when I'm playing Castlevania. Okay, let's just do, what else we got here? The video game question was by Clifford Kill Cochran, 1985. Super nice guy. How did you learn to do your flexible dances? This is by Jenkis Shmiri 2021. Wow, cannot pronounce your name. I'm sorry. That's more on me than you. How'd you learn to do flexible dance? I just have been dancing since I was like 3 years old. So when you're in dance class, your entire life, that stretching just kind of sticks with you. And if I go a couple days without stretching, I can like feel my body like tightening up and I'm like, I gotta stretch. Like ballet and dance is all about trying to get your limbs as far away from your body as possible. Like just get them away. I need this arm to be over there and then this leg and then over there and stretch them. And you need all of your limbs to leave your body. Get them far away from your body. That's dance. So I just stretch all the time. And okay, last one here. Whitfield Nikolai 3. He's super nice. Do you have a favorite dessert? I do have a favorite dessert, and I'll tell you what it is. It's sticky. It's stiffy talkie. It is. God dang it! My favorite dessert is sticky toffee pudding. Boom, nailed it. Stiffy toffee. My favorite dessert is stiffy toffee pudding. My favorite dessert is sticky toffee pudding. It's sticky toffee pudding. I had it for the first time at one of the Gordon Ramsay restaurants here in Vegas because he's like known for that, right? Like you watch the shows, you watch the Gordon Ramsay shows, and it's all about he does the scallop. These scallops are ice cold. And the beef Wellington, he's known for like the beef Wellington, and then he's known for the stiffy toffee. God dang it. He's known for the sticky toffee pudding. So I went to the Gordon Ramsay pub, and it's called the Pub at Caesar's Palace, and I'm like, I would like a sticky toffee pudding, and I tried it, and I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever put in my mouth ever. So good, dude. It just it's sticky, it's toffee, it's puddingy, it's so soft and it's so velvety, right? And the spoon just, it just slices through it. It slices through it like County Crock margarine. It's so soft, and the caramel is like drizzled over it. And there's vanilla ice cream, and it's warm and cold at the same time. So you got this, all your senses are working. You got, it smells good, and it tastes good, and it sounds good. It doesn't sound good. The texture's amazing. Like, it looks good. All the senses are working overboard. And then oh my God, you take a bite and you're just like, this is heaven. This is heaven. I can die now. I've had the greatest dessert on earth, and it is sticky toffee pudding. God, it's so good. Specifically the Gordon Ramsay one. It's incredible. So if you come to Las Vegas, go to a Gordon Ramsay restaurant and get a stiffy toffee. I'm not going to say it anymore. You know what I'm referring to. I'm done trying to say that. Okay? Sticky toffee pudding. Nailed it. Okay, that's all. That's all I got for you guys. I'm going to end on a high. Remember, I'm coming to SplatCon in October 19th and 20th in Los Angeles. It's a Nickelodeon fan convention. It's going to be me and a bunch of Nickelodeon stars from the 90s. Some of my cast members are going to be there. I know Elisa Reyes is going to be there. I don't know if Katrina's going to be... Is Katrina going to be there? I don't know. But yeah, there's going to be like an All That reunion panel. I'm going to be signing autographs. I'm going to be doing a couple panels. I'm really... Oh, guys, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'm really pushing to try to do a Temperamental live episode at SplatCon. I'm going to try to see if I can get a panel and film a live version of this podcast. How cool would that be? And you guys got to be there. Come be in the audience. It'd be so awesome. Like, be part of it. Let's do it, guys. Anyway, yeah, go follow SplatCon on Instagram. Get tickets and come see me in LA. I would really, really appreciate it. It'd be really fun. I don't do conventions very much anymore, so that'd be really special if you guys came out and saw me on this one. But anyway, that's all I got. Bye! Sticky toffee pudding. Sticky toffee pudding, 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 sticky toffee pudding. Why couldn't I say that during the show? What was I saying? Stiffy toffee pudding. Sticky toffee pudding. Stiffy toffee pudding. Boom. Hey, name your dessert something different.